So today I'm going to be talking about why we succeed. Okay, I'm going to reflect on the big results that we had in 2023 and try to identify some repeatable, duplicable processes so that we can help people repeat success and have even bigger success ourselves in 2024. Now, the fact that you are listening to this, if you've been in the business for more than 5 years, 10 years, some of you have been in the business for 20 years. Okay, I want to go through the 4 crucial characteristics of a leader, which is compelling desire, solid belief, effective action, and iron will. Okay. So if you've been here for a long time and you're still going for huge success, it shows definitely you've got compelling desire. Otherwise, you won't be here. Okay, you've got solid belief, which is why you're still standing. Okay, and you're still active. Okay? And there is a level of iron will. Okay, the never give up attitude. So what we want to look at is effective action that gives us what we're looking for, 10x results, not just to maintain, okay, not just in maintenance mode. All of us are getting older. We can't afford to go the way the majority go, which is get slower as we get older. Okay, we want to continue to grow. Now, when I think of my Team Elite qualification and the many accounts that, relatively speaking, many accounts going to Hokkaido, I'm very clear I made it by grace. So, but let me share with you my screen. Okay, where's my screen? Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Why we succeed. Okay. So 2023, as I said, was a year of growth for myself and for many people. Okay. But I thought Junwen, for example, would have qualified for the Dubai Team Elite trip, and so I messaged him after I came back on Friday night. I said, "Have you registered for the Dubai Team Elite trip so we can go together on the same trip?" And he said, "I didn't make it to Team Elite Dubai, so you guys enjoy." And then last night, Amy messaged me. He said, "Only I made this Team Elite trip to in my organization. That means only Amy and Gary qualified for Team Elite in a whole organization." And she said, "Poor lonely souls, Gary and I are." In fact, 2023 was one of the most challenging and difficult years for me personally, too. Okay, so her mother had health issues and she, and all that. Okay. So I realized that actually things are pretty tough out there. It hasn't been a breeze to qualify for Team Elite. Okay, but I qualified. She didn't know I qualified, and I have registered here. My registration has been confirmed. And you know what was my reward from Amy? She says, "This is the happiest news I've heard today. I must find a good vegetarian restaurant to treat you and Jackie." Okay, and she already goes straight and chooses a Michelin star vegetarian restaurant. Okay, really appreciate that. Although I'm not quite a vegetarian, but I think if it's a Michelin star restaurant, it would be a good experience. Okay. And then Hokkaido we have 9 people in our organization qualify. And then when I look at ACES in Singapore, there's Ying Kiat, Aisu, and James Tan qualifying. And on Saturday I met people at Lenny. I mean, there are a lot of people, very, very hardworking people who didn't manage to qualify. So I'm very, very clear that I made it, and some of us here made it by pure grace. Okay, and so when you look at the success mantra, if you ask a question why we succeed, it's intention plus action plus grace. Okay. And this grace, I say, was activated by a clear intention, clear action, and clear desire. There was a clear desire, okay? Intention and desire and action by a team. So I see grace when we're at the summit, okay? It's, we are working, we don't know, we don't compare. We never compare with people, but we see grace when we're at the summit and no one else is there. And I'm very clear, we're not better. There are tons more things that other people are better at. I mean, Junwan organization focuses on business builders, and that's a very important reminder for us, because to have a lasting organization, you've got to focus at recruiting business builders, and they are doing that. There are people who are more skillful at presentations, and I know I'm not better. Many of us are not better. Okay, what we are doing is we're just following the processes preached by people like Jim Rohn, Og Mandino in The Greatest Salesman in the World, okay? Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, okay? The Asia Works Leadership Crucials, the 4 Crucials and the 6 Leadership Distinctions, Dan Sullivan, these people, And in addition to that, what we do is we partner with New Skin. Whatever New Skin does, we support that. They are our partners. We partner with OTG in the sense of leveraging on their content. Definitely partner with MAID. I mean, large part of the organization is with MAID. Okay? And then even with Success Together, I'm good friends with many of the leaders in Rain Ho's organization. And we draw on their energy and their inspiration. Okay? And I say here that teamwork beats talent anytime. Okay, so we are not more talented, okay, but we have teamwork and we have grace. Okay? Now, what are some of these processes? Okay, we talked about processes that we learned from Jim Rohn and all these people. What are some of these processes to explain why we succeed? I see 5 processes or 5 principles in this mnemonic, ELITE, ELITE. So I'm going to share with you these 5 processes. Okay, so the first one is E. Okay, so E stands for to me environment. Okay, hang on. E stands for environment. Okay, the JC3 organization made New Skin. They were really pushing Hokkaido. Okay, so the environment was about qualifying for Hokkaido. Okay, and environment, is stronger than will, especially when you feel you can't do it. Okay, now L is for leadership. Okay, it's about the being of a leader, the doing of a leader, and we continued with daily doses, so that the being of consistency of just service. Okay, we continued with daily doses. We continued with the weekly Zoom talks, even though there were sometimes 1 or 2 or no people turning up. We went for the slow run. We embraced the slow run. Okay, we ran the ideas BOM, getting excited about AI, and then we introduced WellSpa very, very early, and we pushed for all that. Okay, that was leadership, doing what we felt was important and persisting in it. Okay, I is for intention. Okay, so we set goals. Okay? Never mind the seemingly impossible criteria or whatever, you can't understand what track you are, PV track and pin tight advancement track, TOV. We just decided it's a big goal. We set it. Okay, it's like ready, fire, and then we aim. We figure out where the target is. Okay. Dan Sullivan says, the only way to make your present better is by making your future bigger. The only way to make your present better is by making your future bigger. That means set big goals. And setting big goals forces you to change the old ways that will get you the old results. So if you are contented with the old results, staying at the same pin title, never going to any success trips, never recruiting people by your excitement after going to these trips, then don't set big goals. But when we set big goals, which is intention, okay, it will make our present better because we have to take different actions. Okay. T is for team. Okay, so I myself had a team elite game group, just 3 people, Hokseng, Wiswan, and myself, that monitored me, kept me going, encouraged me. The Hokkaido qualifiers, okay, all those going for Hokkaido, they were part of my team because they helped me achieve my TOV requirement. We all have a TOV requirement. I had to go above that. Okay, Wiswan was my 30K leadership team. Chong was responsible for my 20K leadership team, and Jeff and Susan were my 10K leadership teams. Okay. And finally, okay, E. Okay, ELITE. Finally, E is for examination. Okay, we closely monitored the monthly requirements, okay, the overall TOV, so that we did not leave it too late to qualify. It was a month by month, very closely monitoring. Okay. So let me, gosh, why can't I? Sorry, I have difficulty here. Okay. So let me just summarize. E for environment, leadership, intention, team, and examination. Okay, to repeat that. So why do we succeed? I put this photo here with the phrase successful summits. Okay, this photo was taken from my climb in Taiwan in November. Why did I choose this photo? First of all, it was crazy for people in their 60s and 70s to attempt not 1, but 8 peaks. So what we did was, Wiswan, HT, myself, we dared to dream. Second thing is, it wasn't a have to, but a want to. There was a desire to do it. And, we chose to do it for many reasons. You choose to become team elite. You choose to go Amsterdam for many reasons. For us, there was a physical reason. We wanted to stay physically fit. Okay. For us, it was about building mental toughness so that mentally, as we grow old, as we face challenges, more responsibilities, we grow old. Now, this one now has a responsibility of bringing, a grandmother. Okay, GP has got 4 grandchildren. A new granddaughter just came. Mentally, we need to be tough, and it's the desire to continuously and never-ending improvement. Because for us in our 60s and 70s, we got another 30, 40 years of life ahead of us. Okay, so it's something that we got to want to do these things. And lastly, you see a team up there. Okay, to get up there in this rugged terrain and to do that repeated days 8 times, you need a team. For the fun, for the encouragement, to support each other, to watch out for each other. It's teamwork. Okay. So these processes don't require you to be talented, skillful, or connected. Anyone can succeed by applying these principles. Okay. And our gift, your gift, is to be able to coach people to practice these processes, okay, so that they also understand why we succeed, and then they can go and help other people improve their lives. Okay, empowering people to improve lives. So it's really important this year, okay, that we now get into this pattern, a repeatable pattern of increasingly succeeding more and more, so that we can bring more and more people on board in a world, in a year that promises to be difficult for those without the opportunities that we have. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow, Tuesday tips will be by Chong. Really look forward to that. Okay. Everyone have a great day and have a great week. And we need to get going to make this a great year. Bye, everyone.